and this thing is absolutely amazing. All right, so we're in map 3. Let's see how it goes. Spin first, a little bit of spin second.
Well, you want to be in the fours, that's what you want.
That's gonna make sense. Our final piece to our engine bay.
What's going on, everybody? Mike here, AX Garage. Welcome back to the channel. And today we have TJ's 2024 Integra Type-S back in the shop. And with the last video, we put an upgraded turbo from 27.1 571 horsepower. You thought that was enough for him, but guess what? The hood is back open. He got something else, and he got a new target to hit on this 2-liter turbo. And it's going to tell you guys a little bit more about it.
All right, well, as Mike said, 571, you know, would be content with that, I'm sure. But, you know, me, there can always be room for improvement. So what we're going to do here today is, like we were talking about, is we are going to actually change up our intake system. We are going with a full carbon fiber design from Infinity Designs. They show very, very promising numbers on their dyno testing. Actually, I think they had the most power and torque gains from their testing. So we're going to go ahead and put this thing to the test with our turbo. Being their dyno was on a stock turbo, so we're going to go ahead and see, does this make the power gains on a bigger turbo? We won't know until we get to test it out, but either way, I'll be happy if we gain something. I'd also be happy if we didn't gain anything and just kind of stayed the same, because this thing is going to make the engine bay look super nice. I mean, this thing is quality carbon fiber intake. It looks awesome. I can't wait to put it on the car, so I'm going to have the underhood appeal. So either way, obviously we want to make more power, and I'm optimistic it's going to give me something at least in the mid-range. But let's go ahead and install it and see what happens at the dyno. Okay, let's see what we got here. All right, we got a little do not over tighten. You know, and with the titanium we were a little over tightening it, but that's okay. Got some nice stickers in here. Look at that, comes with a certificate. Let's see. Certificate of authenticity. That's pretty nice. Pretty crazy. You don't really see that on many intakes, huh? Okay, let's get down to it here. Oh wow, look at that. Comes in some nice bags. Let's see. All right, here's the inlet pipe. Wow, look at that. Oh man. Whew. That's nice.
Wow.
That is nice.
Yeah, the serial number is built in right there, huh?
Yeah.
Nuts.
That's a nice piece there. Let's pull this one out here.
Also got 2 more pieces here.
Yeah. Got a few more bags in here, huh?
And what's the origin of this intake, TJ?
I believe this is built and made in the UK. So this is a UK-based company. I mean, they have some really nice quality pieces here. Oh yeah, look at that thing, huh?
Wow. It is pretty stunning.
Yeah.
I am not gonna lie. Hey, what's the MSRP on this intake system?
The MSRP, I believe, if you go with the intake box and their inlet pipe, I believe the MSRP is somewhere around like $2,300. So it's quite a piece of change, but I mean, their quality is insane. And if you really look at it from the perspective of all the other carbon intakes on the market, it kind of lines up with the price. I mean, the intake system itself minus the inlet pipe is actually less expensive than some of the other carbon fiber intakes. So it's actually priced pretty good in my opinion. And being that you can get their carbon fiber inlet, you know, I mean, if you really, there's only, I think, what, other company, one or two other companies that make the inlet with the intake, and their price point is it's up there. So, I mean, they're very competitive in their carbon fiber intake price point, and for them to have good dyno numbers showing the most gains, you can't really go wrong with that.
Wow. It is pretty impressive. Wow. Look at the filter. Look like a turbine.
That's cool. All right, so now we got it out the box, and this thing is absolutely amazing. I mean, like, it's just, you don't even want to do anything but look at it. You know what I mean? Like, that's how nice this thing is. And I mean, this is it. I mean, this is actually pretty simple looking intake to install. You know, really. But I mean, this filter design is actually pretty cool. That's got a nice, it's got a nice size, kind of like velocity stack almost built into this. I mean, the thing is huge. All right, so let's get down to installing this thing. So pretty much we're just gonna remove our ram air intake, remove our PRL inlet pipe, and go ahead and make room for the new Infinity Designs carbon intake inlet pipe and carbon box. We gotta swap this over. Let's put that in here for now.
Hey, you know, TJ, one thing I just noticed that you switch over from your radium tank to a PRL one-piece unit.
Yeah, you know, we started seeing some leakage from the radium tank, so I figured, you know what, let's go with a one piece, and why not get the PRL unit? It's a nice unit, one piece sealed. It's got baffling in there, like the OEM tank, so
Sight glass over here.
yeah, fits perfect. Now I'm just waiting because I don't know where I put my stock coolant hose, so I had to order a new one, and it came from California, so it took a few days.
It's not here yet.
No, not yet. I'm just waiting.
So we are ready for the install. Pretty impressive piece. What do you think, John?
I think it's very good looking. I'm looking forward to this part. I don't know if he might be carbon-terry after all this carbon fiber. I don't know.
Carbon-terry.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh man.
I like it. You think it'll make more power?
Even if it doesn't make more power, it's pretty. So that has a lot of importance to me at this moment. I mean, how much more power do you need to make? TJ's already makes all the power.
So we got the box installed. One thing we do have to get is a factory gasket from the OEM box. There we go, and that's gonna slap right on there. All right, TJ, let's go ahead and give her a quick little start, huh?
Yep.
Alright, so we go ahead and do some data logging here. Go ahead and start that. There you go. And we're just going to do some regular city driving for about 5 minutes. And one thing we did notice that the intake's definitely a lot quieter than your open velocity. Don't you think, TJ?
Yeah, I figured that was going to happen.
Let's see what happens when we do full throttle. I'm wondering how much louder this is going to get. I think it's actually going to be quiet down even on full throttle.
Yeah, probably. We probably won't hear it as much. I'm sure we'll hear it because we still hear it inside the car, but outside the car it's not as loud.
All right, let's go ahead and end this. And I'm going to hit data log here and save. So now that it's safe, we're going to go ahead and highway cruise for 5 minutes. All right. Let's go ahead and end that. All right, save it. Good to go. What map were you on that one?
That was map 1.
So so this is what Fibo was talking about, and I think some of the viewers was having question about
The multi-tune maps?
exactly.
Yeah, so like right now I'm on map 1 and I can pretty much hit full throttle first gear, second gear, and it won't spin because we have the boost running a little lower, so it's like a boost by gear. So as we get into the higher gears, we start adding more boost starts coming in more gradually.
So let's go ahead and do first gear.
So here's first gear, second gear, third gear. That was map 1. We did first gear, second gear, third gear, no spinning. You know, there's 4 different maps. You have map 1, map 2, map 3, map 4. Those are all your power levels pretty much. 1 obviously is the lowest power level starting in lower gear. And as you go, you know, higher in the gears, you get more boost. It gradually progresses. If you go to map 2, you start out with a little bit more boost in first and second. Map 3 is even more, and then map 4 is all out. And then map 5 is valet. You can just put valet mode and it doesn't do anything. It has like no power. But
That's the mode I use.
yeah. Valet mode gives you like 6 PSI, so you can just putt around in the parking lot. But like, here, look, I'll put it on map 2. Map 2, we're going to get a little bit more boost. So, you know, usually map 2 spins a little bit, but not too much. No spin. No spin second. Third. All the boost. Alright, so we're in map 3. Let's see how it goes. Spin first. A little bit of spin second. And then third gear we're off. Alright, so we're going to do map 4. Map 4, it's kind of pointless in first gear. We're just going to spin anyways. So we'll go to second gear. Second gear we're going to spin too, but we'll show you how it does it. So here's second gear. Full spin. Third gear. And we out.
So this is another cool thing with the Honda Mobile. It actually give you all kind of parameter that you can pretty much select on this app here, and it is live through the Flash Pro. Pretty cool. So TJ, the drive mode actually is really cool.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, so there you go. That's map 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's actually very, very helpful, especially when you're making a lot more power. I mean, even if you're not making as much power, you still can utilize those maps because you can full throttle first gear and have traction. And you know, there's a lot of people that are like asking, how do you get traction with 570 horsepower? You know, and so that's pretty much how you do it. You have a tuner that can set up your multi-tunes. You can change your multi-tune levels. I mean, you can tune out, you can even tune the traction. So I mean, I data logged with Fearable on tuning the traction levels and everything too with the boost by gear. So you know, it just depends on what type of run I'm gonna do or where I'm gonna drive it, how I'm gonna drive it. I just changed it to the map that I like, and that's it. All right, so we got the last mode, which is valet mode, which is map 5. Look at the map. All right, so valet mode. Let's see. I'm full throttle. Full throttle in third.
9 pounds of boost. 9 pounds.
It was full throttle the whole way.
Yeah.
All right, so we're here at STP now at the dyno. We finished up with some data logging with Fearable with a new intake, and we're gonna go ahead and connect with TeamViewer with Fearable so he can see everything we're doing on the dyno, and we're gonna put the intake to the test and see if it can make more power, at least mid-range power. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we're gonna get mid-range power because to me it feels like there's more mid-range because this thing spins a lot more now.
And here's another look at TJ's intake system from Infinity Design. Really, really impressive looking intake. Now, I'm not sure if we showed you guys on a previous video or earlier on this video. TJ did paint this Serimoto strut bar here in black, and then we went ahead and glossed out the carbon fiber portion to match the intake system. I don't know about you guys, I think to look pretty damn good.
He said he's got to spray the wheels, so. Map 1. Map 1.
So here's the result for his first pull. Now this is the map 1, 519 over 449 torque. Not bad for map 1. So we go ahead and send the data to Fearable. We go ahead and just a little bit go switch it to map 2. We go see what we got as far as the numbers go.
finished up with our dyno runs here, and what I did here was we pulled up the graph from the last dyno when we did the turbo. We pulled up our highest power we made, which was 570 and 442 torque, and then we overlaid that with our highest power we made today, which is 566 and 471. And I just want to show you guys one thing here is we made 470 at about 6,900 RPM, and what we were fighting with today was a lot of traction on the dyno. We kept spinning, every run was spinning, every one we were spinning. So we figured what we're gonna do is kind of compare where we kind of spun, which was about 6,500 RPM. You can see right here where it dips. We literally spun every run here. So if you kind of look here at the graph, all we did was change the intake on this run. You know, same tune that we had before with the last intake. We changed to the carbon intake from Infinity Design, and if you look at the graph, we gained throughout the whole entire RPM range all the way up, and then when we hit about 5,200 RPM, the Infinity Design intake really opened up for us, and we actually picked up 42 more horsepower, starting at around, you know, 50, about 55, 5,600, 5,700, about 5,800 RPM. We started gaining 40 plus horsepower all the way up until we dropped off with the traction issues here. And now, you know, the significant thing about that is if you follow the graph, you know, if you can see, if we were able to, you know, get our traction on to hold, we would have probably been touching almost 600 horsepower, you know, if you kind of follow that graph. But for what it is, I think the focus of this intake was definitely mid-range. I knew we were going to gain mid-range, but I did not think we were going to gain 40 plus horsepower and almost 40 torque just from changing the intake. So the takeaway from this is that's a significant jump from an open air intake to the carbon fiber Infinity Design intake, and it shows on our graph. So it's pretty impressive.
And we kind of just proved that this intake system actually worked really well on the stock turbo and also upgraded turbo.
Exactly, yeah. I think we actually gained more power because we had the upgraded turbo, so we had more air velocity. But to get 42 horsepower and almost 40 torque for an extra 1,000 RPM, that's pretty insane.
Yeah, unfortunately we ran out of the tire prep, so we weren't able to get traction, but hopefully on the near future, on the next video, we're able to get some traction and get you guys some true number. Yeah. But in the meantime, I think we're gonna head back to the shop. We got, what, one more thing to do?
One more install to finish out the engine bay.
So before we head back to the shop, we actually got one more car that we're gonna dyno. What do you have, TJ?
We got a TLX Type-S that the owner thinks he's gonna make 400 horsepower, but I think he's gonna make 350 and he's gonna sell the car. It's just my thing.
Junior, what do you have so far on this car here? What have you done so far?
HPS intake, it's K-tuned, intercooler, touch pipe, downpipes.
So you target, well, you want to be in the forwards, that's what you want?
And it's going to make sense.
Your boy TJ's making faces over there.
Well, I gotta run the dyno for him, so I'm just gonna shift into like 8th gear. He ain't gonna make no power. Fifth? All right, so we just finished up our couple of pulls on Willie's TLX Type-S, and the first run we did, we only made 300 horsepower, but we realized that we were in 4th gear, and the 1-to-1 ratio is actually 5th gear in this car, so we went ahead, redid it, made another pull in 5th gear. We made sure the RPM was matching up with the RPM here, and we made 381 and 358 torque. Now, I know That's not quite where he wants it. He obviously wants 400, but I think for what it is, you can't be mad at 381.
Well, I think let's go ahead and let the motor cool off. Let's do it one more time.
Yeah.
Let it cool off a little bit, and hopefully we can get closer to the 400, so my man here can sleep at night.
We just pulled a couple more runs, and the best we got is 391 horsepower. So we're not quite there at 400 where he wanted it, but I think that's close enough, and I'm pretty sure he's happy with that. So let's go ahead and head back to the shop and get to going on the next upgrade. All right, so we made it back to the shop. I think it's time to get back to regular schedule programming here. And what we have to finish off the engine bay is an APR cooling plate kit in carbon fiber. And I think this is gonna set off the engine bay exactly how we like, and it will provide us some functionality for some cooling effect. To start installing this, pretty much you're gonna have to take off some clips to begin with, which is the 2 above each headlight, and then the 4 center clips on the bumper. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start by installing the centerpiece first. After you install the centerpiece, you can work on either side, and you're gonna use the supplied clips that they give you, and you'll just put them in where we take these out. And then also there's a hole on the left and a hole on the right that's in the actual frame. They want you to open that to an 8mm hole in order to fit their clips. I have seen a few people where they don't open it, they just use a different clip, but I opened it up just how the instructions said. It's already an open hole anyway, so a little bit bigger is not going to harm anything. Put a little bit of touch-up paint on there so it doesn't rust, and then we'll put the supplied clips in there, and everything will be good to go. All right, let's go ahead and slide the first panel on here. See how we're doing. All right, just like that, we got the front panel installed. We're gonna go ahead, we'll move on to the driver's side here. Just because the passenger side, we're gonna have to hold the hood, slide the hood prop through the other side, and we'll show you how that goes. Let's go ahead and just lay this in here. All right, so we're moving on to the passenger side, and this is what I was talking about with the hood prop. We're gonna put the hood prop through the back side here because it's gonna end up laying like this in the panel. Okay, just slide this over the prop. Okay, lay that down. Put this back. Okay. All right, guys, there you go. That's the cooling plates from APR installed, our final piece to our engine bay. You know, along with the dyno, you guys saw the numbers we made. I think for now, we're pretty much complete with our performance package upgrades. We're under our hood aesthetics. Everything is looking great. You know, I think we're pretty much done. We're at our max where we can be at least for now. You know, I'm sure I'll get used to it and want to do something else crazier down the line. But for now, I'm very happy with how it turned out. Looks great. I love all the carbon fiber on it. I love the power it's making. The car is a beast. You know, it drives really good. So I mean, overall, I'm very happy with how everything turned out. And you know, I guess the next thing in line, you know, is going to end up being some exterior mods. I'm sure I'm going to end up doing a lip kit, a side skirt, something like that sooner than later. So you know, keep a lookout for that video because we're obviously going to show how that is with all the mods on that. But for now, this is what it is. You know, let us know how you guys like it. You know, drop a comment, drop a like, and we'll see you on the next video next week.